Hello and welcome to our 67th episode of our Adventures in Excordia campaign. I'm your GM Connor, and introducing us tonight, Pyro.
Sounded like someone fucking stepped on his foot. Oh man.
Last we left off, oh, it's the dumbest fucking bit we've had yet.
Oh, please.
Last we left off, the party returned from Bush, the continent that Solus and Morgana come from. Made their way back to Fort Nix and got a handle on some administrative issues. Um, Mainly resting and preparing for the next adventure. Spent some time with Indariel's mom. Found out Morgana can cry. Installed a breaching horn on the ship. And found some new uses for your electrite. I'm actually going to move us over to the Fort Nix map because I think it'll be a little better to idle on. There was something at the beginning of this that you all were doing, right? We were
Getting ready to go to space?
Well, yeah, that. But like, I feel like there was something that somebody wanted to do, and I said, "Okay, we'll do that at the beginning of session next time."
Might have been something Norvin wanted to do.
No, we just finished his stuff. I think it was something you wanted to do, Bert.
Me?
Yeah, I thought there was something you wanted to do that was like totally different than what they'd been doing with Morgana. I was like, that'll fit perfectly to go and segue us into space.
I mean, I asked to do something in the long term.
That is what
where we were getting ready to leave, so I'll just do that sometime.
Nope. You're getting the spotlight now. You refuse to do the intro. You're derailing the campaign now.
It's God damn it.
Karen.
What?
Tough. As everyone's going about their business and preparing for the journey, how does Karen spend his time?
Probably about time to put candy in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's really chewy. A little awkward.
Oh, that's what it was. Karen was going to cast a spell.
What the you motherfucker? What spell was that?
What spell was that, perhaps?
Let me say how in my spell list what.
Send it to you, Connor.
Ah, thank you.
Literally the last message I sent you.
Hello, Norvin.
Oh, duh.
Oh.
Now, Fergus, literally the last message you sent me says here. That's what was throwing me off. I was like, huh? Thought it was a bit you were doing. And then it was second to the last. Hey, Norvin.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Cameron's going to cast Legend Lore on the mirror.
Okay, Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
While you head to town to get your materials for Legend Lore, Karen, unless you already have them.
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure I get them because I used it. Oh, so you go here and get this little fifth spell? Yeah. like, let's see, incense worth at least 250. Yeah, yeah. I'll go and procure enough incense for. Just wait, just like platinum.
That was the other thing.
Bless
Thank
you.
you, Morgana.
I'll buy a 500 worth, so I have 2 uses.
While you're in town, we're gonna go ahead and look at the other thing you wanted to do. As you
Okay.
stop by the Bard's College in town, looking for that good incense,
Mhm.
you notice a series of unkept places of worship that have just kind of gone to disrepair and have seen limited use.
If I remember correctly, because like I almost got murdered there. I'm
Mhm.
going to walk to the multi temple
Okay.
in town.
It's a place where you also almost got murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Memories. All right. You go to the multi temple in town, and it previously had like 3 statues to different deities. Now it seems that there is just kind of a general symbol for the divine pantheon of the upper planes, and like
Mhm.
essentially just a table with candles for offerings or prayer. You you're a cleric. You really don't need to make a
I
religion check
I
to
I
understand that
do in
it's.
fact have a clerk.
Yeah, you don't really need to make a check to understand that removing the gods from their temple is not usually something that happens, especially to just like give it an umbrella term temple. Um,
Mhm.
Given the attitudes you
Pantheon.
know about the governess and her attitudes toward divinity, together it's probably some sort of push for her to kind of separate people from their reliance on divine magic.
Bitch. All right.
So you see a vacuum that you can try and fill, but you don't. The other part of that, give me an insight check for this next part. It is something you might not notice. So give me a general insight check. So reading the
60.
people of the town, you gather that there does not seem to be this huge agnostic shift in belief in the people yet. You feel like they would enjoy a place of worship. They're just kind of having it stripped away from them and hopes they forget and give up on it. But there's a vacuum that you could fill.
We are getting ready to go somewhere.
This is in like a couple days before.
All right.
Like, this is
Here's-
during day 1 when everybody had their tasks in and they were clear that like
Okay,
we're not
okay.
going anywhere for today or
Alright.
tomorrow.
And I'll head inside the temple and see if there's anyone keeping everything nice and tidy at least.
There's
Any priest walking around.
give me a perception check to fully case how many people are normally keeping this place up and running. You gather with a 23 that the sort of skeleton crew you see of 2 or 3 people at the moment is it got about as many people as it had previously. It's just they don't have people coming in much. So you see people tending to shrines, relighting candles, etc. But you don't see many people coming to actually worship at the shrines. So you see a lot of these. The word is escaping me, but for lack of a better term, the clerics here spend a lot of time. The priests, the holy whatevers, they spend a lot of their time just kind of sitting around because they don't. There's no one really coming to see them to confide in them for wisdom. There's nobody coming to wear down the things that they need to reuptake or uh, prepare. So it's just kind of slow, and they're kind of going through the motions. Is there anything you'd like to do?
They took down statues out there, right?
Yes, there used to be. You can see the podiums which the statues used to stand. Now there is no longer a statue to it.
Okay. Is there a head priest I can talk to?
There's a
I
head
guess
priest
I'll go-
office.
Yes, I'm going to walk towards that.
You knock on the door, and you hear a woman's voice on the inside. Come in.
What's this? A woman. That's gotta be a fucking ogre.
Hey, ogre women need loving too. And I open the door.
You see a very hoarse half-orc woman sitting at a desk.
Is this the bitch that shot me?
Give me a perception check.
Wait, like, hang on a minute here. 18.
Yes.
Karen narrows his eyes.
Hers widens seeing you walk in.
Karen stands in the doorway and blinks.
You're both kind of having this like Western showdown, just standing in the doorframe, and her sitting, staring at you, refusing to blink. Give me a con check. I want to see who blinks first.
Wouldn't that be a saving throw? God damn it. Nah.
Nice. She wins. You feel a thing of dust coming to the corner of your eye, and blink.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And Karen walks in and closes the door.
She does seem to be holding something under the desk that you can't see.
I'm not here for vengeance.
Mm-hmm. What are you here for then?
Well, I was out good. I'm buying incense. Then I decided to walk over here. Saw how ramshackle the place is. Figure you're all aren't in the best graces of the governess.
Times have been hard lately.
Mm-hmm. And I've been pulled here and there, and I have lost touch with the baselines of my faith. So I'm kind of nurturing an idea to start teaching again. So I was going to come find the head priest and see what any price there might be to hold sermons or such for my beliefs. And now I find the person who shot me in the chest. Small world.
Mm-hmm. Big enough for us to be apart from each other for a while, at least. You can tell very easily with your insight that she's got some sort of grudge she's holding against you. And you're unsure why. You doubt it could honestly be that you didn't give up the sunstone to her all those fucking months ago.
Does she bear any resemblance to the Salt Works?
It's because she shot him in the chest and he didn't call her back the next morning.
Yeah.
Give me
I
a
called her back when I got the spell. That's
give me an insight check. You did contact her with sending, and I think you all agreed to bury the hatchet.
Mm-hmm.
You feel very strongly that it's not that original altercation that she's holding against you, but she seems to be blaming you or thinking you had a hand in this temple's problems. With a 23, you in her mind, things were fine, and then when you rolled into town, problems happened. Things just kind of kept going wrong until now her temple has had its statues of the deities defaced. And she has this paranoia that you had some sort of scheme or hand in it.
Karen just blinks. Did you ever have written down which gods were here, represented here?
Uh,
The three.
I do. I can pull it up. I just gotta go pull it up on World Anvil. That's where I had it written down.
I just need to know if Vitar was any of them.
No, there was none, not the big ones. These were the
so-
subset gods.
Okay, subset of.
Yeah, these would have been 3. Some of them may have been in her court, like sister gods to yours, but
Mhm.
there would not have been one of the big 5.
Okay.
Specifically, I got it pulled up now.
Alright.
Where is it? Fifth year Lentos Erythrian. So there's a none of the ones in the Vitar order.
That's fine.
There used to be like a Fey one. If you want, if you care, you can give me a religion check, and I'll give you blurbs on them.
No, I just need to know if they were in any section near to me.
No, they were not in your. There were none that
Right.
were part of your court.
In Court of the Moon?
No, these were all actually court of the sun, I believe. Yeah. They were all Inkaran.
Size- Yeah. Okay, Inkaran. Okay. Karen just sighs. Neither me nor my goddess has any difficulties with anyone's represented here. No moves behind the curtain, nor out and about. Well, were made against you.
Give me a persuasion check.
I am not your enemy.
At advantage, because you pulled in the divinity type. Good lord.
At the 20 at least.
Yeah.
I am you.
You see her stiffness kind of relax a little bit.
All right, Firestorm.
You
You
shouldn't
see,
have
I'm
lowered.
Old Testament, bitch.
Grabbing her by the
No.
throat as she's dying. You shouldn't have let your guard down. Like,
Should have aimed for the head. No.
don't worry, guys. I'm a neutral good cleric.
Yeah, for some
I'm
honey.
old.
She will
Tea
look at you and
and-
say, "There's no fees for the temple's usage at the moment." She will get up, and you'll notice she is missing one leg now. It has a prosthetic.
I don't think Morgana did that.
You can see by the way she limps that she still has not adjusted to it. She's not gotten a natural gait with it yet, and she has a cane that she walks with too.
You say she's got a prosthetic leg.
It looks like it's
Fair.
meant that eventually she should be able to walk on her own, but she's got
Ah,
something to help her move around right now while she's adjusting.
Karen just looks at her and mental processes over his spells.
hit her with a regenerate.
I'm getting it.
Do you have
That
regeneration
was
prepared?
Yeah, from when I haven't changed my spells much at all from helping Katira,
Mhm.
since the OG thing. I didn't know if I had to use that. So I have things like regenerate, bucket.
It would be this day.
Yeah. So,
Follow me. I'm gonna take you on a tour of some of the
hang on.
facilities.
And he'll. That wasn't us, was it?
You point to the leg.
Yes.
Not directly. This was
Explain.
a souvenir from attempting to go after your vampire friends. We were outclassed.
Karen's grip clenches down on her shoulder. Please don't imply I'm friends with vampires. We only just got nice and peaceful.
fine.
And just like, don't be a child. And he'll cast Regenerate on her.
What does it look like as her new leg begins to reform?
Well, since this happens over an hour,
Mhm.
and Karen's a little miffed at that vampire comment, it looks like the Deadpool regeneration. Just a red pulse down, and then that prosthetic pops off.
Now she's really limping because it doesn't fit on anymore.
No, it's 2 minutes, man. Not an hour.
Oh, is it?
I thought it was a minute.
It says the duration. Hang on.
Yeah, but you only need
Oh,
a
son of a
minute
bitch.
for it to.
Oh yeah.
accumulate.
So it's the Deadpool regeneration just quickly just it pops off and just like that shoulder. He's just holding it, not breaking eye contact. And just a red pulse moves from his hand down to her leg.
As she kind of sits down, it hurts her at first to feel her bones like elongating and forming until eventually the whole foot, until you get to the tip of the heel and her toes. She places the foot down and stands up, and you see almost immediately a shift in her weight back to balance. She begins to move around a little bit, and you see a smirk come across her face. All right. You've gained some power since I last saw you.
It's less that I gained them, more than I gained understanding over my God's teachings. And myself. I'm not always a good person, but I try to be whenever I have the option.
She kind of nods in agreement. Well, now we can get through this tour much quicker. She throws the prosthetic leg into the corner. She still takes a cane with her, though. But, like, not to walk with. She just kind of has it. You see it looks to be some sort of disguised weapon.
It is most likely a sword cane.
Veteran's
Karen will-
cane.
Very specifically, you notice that there is, like, it's drenched in, it's like a fluid-filled cane. It's got the sword, and it's sitting in holy water. So when she pulls it out, there's, like, perhaps a vampire coming to finish her off.
It's a switch for the youngins.
So she carries her arms with her now. She goes and leads you around to some rooms that she's willing to let you set up in and teach in if you'd like. She especially isn't going to run you a charge for anything for giving her leg back. And you're given a small
Just so
Temple hierarchy.
I gave her a leg just so she knows that can easily turn into a firestorm. She pisses me off. That's pyro. That's pyro.
just remember, I'm
Now, come on.
choosing.
Do you have any idea how much money he just saved the church on the amount of string that she'd need to mend her pants?
Ah!
Truly the hero they needed. She will give you a small desk in one of the sort of storage rooms. There seems to be a series of scribes in there and some desks that aren't in use. One of them she assigns to you so that you can keep texts or plans you want there. And if anybody had messages they wanted to get to you, they can leave them at your desk for you.
Mm.
And she'll ask if... Hang on. And she'll ask if you want. She'll take if they start to build up over a while. She'll send them to the fort if you want, but she was warned not to get anywhere near there without permission.
Mm-hmm. Hang on. I was reading on Ilvian's page.
Mhm.
What is she saying? Not send to my desk.
If letters pile up, she's
Okay.
willing to like send them to
Yeah.
the fort, but she wants you to say she can send them there because she was warned by someone to not
Sending
go near
letters
without.
to the... Yeah, sending mail is fine. We already checked everything before we touch it.
Wonderful.
Flash cut to Zonkiri instructing the new Megan to shoot all clerics other than Karen on sight.
You never know when an inquisition's going to start. It's best to stop the infestation when it begins.
I'm just happy he remembered to remind not to shoot me.
Must always
Again.
expect the Moonrise Inquisition.
Court of the Moon be like,
She will also ask if you're willing to lend some aid in restoring some of the temple's statues. And she will go into detail telling you that, with all you've done, telling you how it got this way. Essentially, there was an addendum, a memorandum, a policy that came down from the governess to proclamation.
emancipation.
That came down from the governess to refresh some of their older buildings, which sounded shortly after the lifting of Moon Launch.
Mm-hmm.
Part of these,
they're at the bottom of the to-do list.
no, they've already had theirs done. She specifically orchestrated the new designs to take out these statues and give it a generic one. So they have a new building, but it doesn't have any statues and the cost. And they've tried to commission the Stonemasons Guild to come and make new ones, and they have always had some sort of conflict that they've been unable to come and perform it. She suspects they must be getting paid something, or that there's some superstition that they don't want to get involved with it, but that she feels the pressure of the governess's thumb kind of squeezing down on them.
I can understand being agnostic of your own beliefs, but choking religion out of the people, that's bad. Just a bit of the bear comes through.
You focus and feel the fangs kind of rescind back into your mouth.
I don't come through here very often. Could you point me toward the Stonemasons Guild? I have some things to do if I want to help people a little better besides flinging guiding bolts or firestorms at people.
She glares at you a little bit when you mention flinging guiding bolts. And she gives you the directions to the stonemason.
Don't be like that. You know what I'm about. I don't do that as much.
You get to the Stonemasons Guild and you see a older dwarf man with a very bushy eyebrow covering his eyes.
Bushy beard. Eyebrow.
You see, I mean, it's very like Flint Lockwood's dad from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Like,
oh no.
Just covered. As you walk in, you hear a loud chime on the doorbell. Hey, welcome. What can I do you for?
Hello. My name's Karen. I'm part of the Weirdos.
Nice to meet you, weirdo.
I've come to inquire as to any difficulties that have been had with the erection of the statues over at the refurbished temple. Get some more answers.
Let me see. He hops down off his stool and starts rifling through like ledgers with essentially braille punched into the pages as he's feeling over them.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they've scheduled with us a couple times, but there always seems to be some sort of conflict or other building code that prevents us from actually completing the job. Most recently, there's been the stones they wanted us to use were not up to regulation. They were too porous, and for the size they wanted us to do, there was a code against it in case it would topple. Time before that, the materials they wanted were out of stock, And with the wartime efforts, we didn't have any reliable refreshments coming in.
Hmm.
And then eventually it looks like they just canceled the appointment. They just canceled the job.
I see.
If you want, I can try and talk to our sculpture guy. See if he get him to talk to you.
No, I think. Vroom vroom.
As he hops on his Harley.
As Morgana speeds by on her fucking motorcycle.
Come on, Mrs. Fucking what's her name? Come on, Mrs. Forrest. We're going to go to lunch.
Alright, I'm gonna walk outside the building and I'm going to sending Zenkiri.
Mhm.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you enjoy just fucking with the governess?
Mm. 6.
0.66, right?
No lie, that is kind of why I gave that answer.
Alright.
Why?
I have plenty of spell slots, I'll do it.
As you go to cast the spell, you see Zonkiri standing next to you.
Karen doesn't react, he's like a stone statue, but his eyebrows just leave. They clip off the screen.
They flap away.
Here you go, Connor.
Cool, thank you.
No. As he shakes and his eyebrows regrow. Alright.
Now pull her
She's
away.
she appears to be trying to choke religion out of the people because she's, for her reasons, agnostic, obviously.
Strange. Usually you try to choke the people out of the religion, not the other way around.
It depends on the religion. And I've got I've got spare time, so maybe preach my shtick to the people. Got a family and blood and whatnot. And one of the things she's doing to fuck with the church is she took the statues and some sort of code fuckery. So I'm either trying to lean on the showbase skill, but I'm not a people person. Or I can
So what, you want me to kill them?
You hear
nah.
the faint sound of thunder.
I don't think we're that far yet. I want to fuck with them while also people still liking us because that'll piss her off more. Maybe just make the statues. I mean, I know how you feel about religion, so that wasn't my first option.
Right. You want me?
Not really. I don't want you to do that at all. That's why I said it was my. I never said it was my second option. It's like Plan Z at best.
Okay, the way that cut out. So you want me? No, I never said that.
Hold on, let me stop you there.
You were an unfortunate necessity.
If you have any, you're a specialist in fucking people. I was just gonna sending you and then see if you had an idea. Since you're apparating through shadows now, if you got any other days to fuck them, I'm open. My other option was to just stone shape the shit myself and or get Ilvian to do it because I'm making it to her as well. I'm open to suggestions. I'm a preacher and a war crime.
Hold on 1 second. You see Zonkiri just turn to the side. Silva! Where is he? Give me a second.
Is some
He gets dragged out of a ship.
what? You just hear that yelled across the place.
Oh no. Are you in town?
Actually, no. I'm probably still tinkering with the.
Sure, that's fun.
Remember, I was making something for the thing, and it was gonna take a day and a half.
Yeah, the
breaching
ram.
door.
Okay.
The RAM.
Yeah.
This
So
is-
So I would probably still be inside tinkering while you
Yeah.
guys are out.
So Silver, as you're tinkering on the ship, Zamkiri walks into the room and Silver.
What?
He's a Tandle Looney Tunes powers.
He's multiplying.
I mean, Connor, is anything I'm saying wrong?
No,
Dark Bugs Bunny.
Silver, you ever figure out how to fabricate things?
Yeah. Actually, checking my spells.
How the fuck did you do this? I lean into the frame.
what's this white
I
space
actually have
between the zone?
Fabrication spell?
You do?
I don't know.
It's 4th level artificer spell. If you have 4th, you have fabricate.
I have left 4th level, so yes.
And
It's not set, but
artificers are prep casters, yeah.
Yes.
they're yeah,
Alright.
kind
And
of.
The thing I think he's getting at is that to make a fine craftsmanship thing, you have to have proficiency with artisan's tools, and you have all-purpose tools that give you proficiency as long as you create them out of that item. So you can create stonemason's tools and create master stonework with the spell slot.
Yep. How do you feel about religion?
Yeah, how do you feel about religion?
You're not here.
I mean,
I'm quite literally saying that. The Zankiri standing in front of Karen says, "You're not here" to him as he's talking to somebody off screen.
It's that simulacrum bullshit, you motherfucker.
No, it's not.
What the fuck are you? Stop.
Can you vaguely see 2 glowing eyes staring up from the heavens, just rolling dice, dictating actions?
But yeah,
I mean,
so,
I'm a bit irreligious.
you got any problem doing commission work for the church?
Uh, hey, work is work.
All right. Silver, you see Zankiri just kind of turn to face like the empty wall as the Zankiri standing in front of Karen turns back to face him. All right, Silver said he can probably get them fabricated without too much issue. Work is work, apparently.
I mean, I did make him his silver idol for his prayer stuff.
That occupies the ship, so we can teleport to it now.
So yeah, you can talk to him if you want.
On day 3 when he has time, we can absolutely have him go in. It only takes him like a half an hour. I mean, you have 2 4th levels, right?
One, sadly.
Okay, so you'll be able to do 1 statue a day at masterworking.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'd like 4 statues.
Depends on how long you want to stay in town. I think previously we were going to do 3 days and then y'all were going to hit the road, but we can add an extra day. You have no time crunch.
Here. Like the stone.
Don't worry, they're getting paid soon, and Daryl. You forget what your girlfriend did last session.
Ah! Yeah,
So that has a funny context. That's just like they're like, man, this new guy came in and just like took our jobs and like went go make those statues for them. Oh, here comes one of their troop. You want us to what?
I don't deal with bureaucracy.
Shane, remind me.
Listen.
You said on your chainsaw axe fusion, you just wanted more damage dice, right?
I want it to be improved in general, but anything that they can get out of it, really.
Well, yeah, I think I said something along the lines of like, did you want it
Add
to do?
thunder damage to it. You add
Alright. So that
I
I'm
don't
taking
know.
out for regenerate, putting back on different spell.
Okay. Will Zonkiri and Silver both give me either you can't do the same checks, but I would like an engineering and arcana check. You can decide who's doing which.
Okay.
I got
My engineering and arcana are 9.
I got an arcana of 11.
Hmm.
Well, I guess since I'm since I'm doing the fabricating and stuff, I guess I'm doing engineering.
Okay. So you'll give me engineering, he'll give me arcana. Go ahead and roll for how well you
Nice.
merge these items.
What stat is engineering under?
Intelligence.
Yeah.
Intelligence.
Damn it! I have none of that. Oopsies.
Isn't it the
Oh,
one
I'll
card y'all
just-
don't have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Does Flash's Genius work with that?
It should.
It does. Bonus still
So
4?
I'll make it I'll do a +4, making it an 18.
Okay.
Sadly, I don't have advantage for the 29.
It is
Mumble.
sad. And then, Fergus, can you give me your arcana check?
Alright. Empowerment! 31.
That's pretty good.
That's in the 75th percentile for me.
You all managed to break down the parts of the Hurricane Axe into their individual runes and the interactions they have with each other. Seeing a specific way the materials fold in and over themselves. You break it down and are starting to transpose these runes into the chainsaws, slipping them between the runes that are on there. It is incredibly delicate work. With Zonkiri's 31, the rune work is fantastic. You're getting these extremely precise, intricate inscriptions. With that 18 in engineering, Silver, you're thinking big picture concepts you can pull from the axe. Taking pieces from the blade and working them into the actual teeth of the chainsaws. Trying to think of how you can get the material more conducive to the enchantment. The whole process takes you all about the better part of a day as you go meticulously to work in very close margins where error would cause the item to kind of unravel itself and possibly, at best case scenario, just break the chain, at worst, blow up. In combination, your chainsaw blades, Morgana, when they are returned to you, will do an additional D8 thunder, and once a day, you can, kind of like a smite, when you hit with an attack, you can push an enemy of a huge or smaller size category up to 15 feet away.
all right. I get that in writing.
I'm going to add something to the push, and I'm looking at it. Since you're kind of losing the cone weapon blast, I'm adding 46 thunder damage to the target when you hit him with this thunderous blast, and any creature you knock them into.
Nice.
I felt like a very Morgana, a bit. 46. Wow. Yeah. So that way you can kind of look at enemies that are close together, and Morgana can force them into a zone and rip and tear.
So the chain blades now have the 1d8 added to them.
At all times, yes. And then you get, like, essentially a thunderous smite.
I wish. Needed to make it explode when I kill somebody.
I mean, it does thunder damage. If you do a good attack, you will just kind of explode them. When they hand it back to you, they explain the mechanisms of it. The chainsaw blade now vibrates back and forth incredibly quickly, while it also spins. And so it just kind of cleaves through items at an extremely high vibration. And then you kind of cross the chainsaw blades, do a bit of an X slash, and the cascade of thunderous energy blasts out for that big attack.
When your chainsaw backfires.
This time it's directed at the enemy. And then they fold back into your arms. Now we're on to Legend Lore for the mirror.
Yep.
And then it'll be time for Space Race.
Space.
Space. Gotta go to space. Who all is attending the Legend Lore ceremony with Karen?
Zonkiri. Kind of wants to know what's up with the mirror. And you.
Well, it all started a long time ago. I'm gonna assume everybody's there because I can't imagine a universe where Shane decides he doesn't want his character to be there for the lore drop.
Yeah, I guess I'm going.
You can stay away if you want.
Mandatory lore session.
School mandatory assembly, attendance required. Excuse me. You all will
Get hot box with the Legend Lore booth.
Where do you set up for this ritual, Karen? Anywhere specific, or just kind of in your room, dining hall, over Zyrtev's body?
I can do it in the dining hall.
Okay. You set the mirror down on the table. For cinematics, we're gonna say there's an easel instead that you have on hand that you prop it up against.
Stone shape. There you go.
For the vibes. What's good?
If you're called, is quite a little Legend Lore just smoke in the room with the redness.
Cool. You all see this ethereal fog roll in.
Ooh, creepy fog, my favorite. I don't know why, but that sounded more like Dr. Doofenshmirtz on Carrier.
It did.
It did.
Creepy fog. Oh shit. Blood mist in the creepy fog. Jesus Christ.
A regular gift?
Zakiri the dick. All right.
Well, now I know how the voices of those if any survivors managed to get out of limbo, and I know the voice of the enlightened one who was looking at the scenario. Hey, a harmless gift? Zonkiri gift. Starting out, you come to the beginning of the mirror. You see a beautiful platinum mirror. Excuse me, Mike. That's what you get for talking with your hands. Beautiful platinum mirror with ruby encrusted gems covering it, placed in the house of some noble family whose face is kind of scratched and fuzzy, showing that they've been forgotten to history and do not play a part in what makes this legendary. What their role does serve is you see that they're robbed. A violent besieging of their house and a cornering of the matriarch of the family cut down in front of the mirror, and blood splatter flies over the glass. And you look up and you see the reflection in the mirror of the room you just saw in your legend lore. You look around and you see the still bleeding body on the other side of it. Time moves on. The mirror is eventually removed from the room as they're taking away her things. It's sold to a wizard of questionable rapport who seems to glance over it with a bit of a wicked smile, noticing the history of this thing. Upon taking it to his lab, he starts to tinker and tinker. He tries to get some sort of glyph to capitalize on this thing's ability to see trauma and try and figure out a way to turn it into a tool for him. As he worked, he eventually succeeded in getting a basic enchantment on it. And the enchantment started to evolve the more it was used. Originally just kind of working like a scrying orb, just looking out at different things. The more and more wild magic experiments he performed, the more it sort of irradiated the mirror until it started to pick up mutations in itself. You see a handprint press on the other side of the glass in this flashback of the wizard's tower, as you realize the birth of you was from one of these unintended mutations in the magic. We skip forward even further, and you see Radiance Everblight in life. A little bit younger, brimming and glowing and smiling. Walking through this wizard's tower and making an offer for his mirror. Upon taking it, you see her etching some extra bits into the rubies around the side of it, unaware of Yu's sentience existing in the mirror, and turned it into the vacuous storage dimension inside of it, instead of its scrying purpose. And you understand that was an excruciating process for you, and it was essentially like having a lobotomy while fully awake. Let me turn the music down just a touch. Over time, the representative would throw dissenters and people who threatened her or threatened to expose her into the mirror. And as they expired, their final words would hang in the air, and this ethereal hand would pluck them from the air and add it to its repertoire. As you has just been repeating people's last words, rephrased. Years go by where you is holding on to secrets that people let go in their final moments and being forced to spill them to Everblight. Body after body filling up the graveyard. The more and more that come in, the more you starts to have an almost tangible form in this place. Until eventually you all find it. Venture in, escape, kill the representative, and make off with the mirror. And the vision begins to fade. Was there any questions you wanted about it specifically?
I'd like a clarification on something.
Sure.
Last week, or it might not have been last week, but previously you said that the bodies in the mirror weren't actually dead. They just given up hope, laid down, and gotten buried.
Yes. Yeah.
Here you're saying that you was grabbing the words as they expired.
Not that they died, but they kind of become a husk of themselves. They just kind of like almost like madness. They just kind of lay down and murmur the same last words as their mind erodes.
Like
Okay.
fields of asphodel type thing. Just
So
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
yeah, no, it was a reasonable question. I understand the confusion.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, my roommate was having very loud sneezes, and I didn't know what it was at first. Um, were there any other questions you all wanted to have answered?
mm, I got stats set up. There, nothing I can really do other. Maybe give the orc lady I still don't have the name of some money to get things a bit up and running. I
I
don't
meant
know.
questions about the mirror.
Oh, I thought you said before you left. Sorry.
No. And before the spell's
Rude.
ending, is there anything else you're trying to get out of the legend lore?
Oh, I thought we'd fix it. Okay. No, not at all.
Use general disposition.
You wishes to be a person and is kind of stuck, lobotomized, and wishes they could just be free of this enchantment where they're forced to be this jailer over dead people or nearly dead people. Wishes they could be a person, be free, and no longer be a servant to the magics here. Very mournful disposition. Alignment, I'd say just lawful neutral.
Okay.
Uh,
So not chaotic evil mirror demon.
correct. And if you're nice to them, you can ask. They have most of the secrets that these people have shared in their isolation, and might be willing to share some with you. Or you can attempt to force them to tell you, but that would probably hurt your reputation with them, and they might give you misleading answers or half truths.
Interesting.
To force it, you just attune to the mirror, and then you can command them, and they will do what you say. But much like a genie granting a wish, they will try and bend the wording as best they can to exert some control over what's happening. Or you can just talk to them like a person and try and convince them to give you information on things you know about.
Oi, hold on.
Uh-oh, you've insulted him by saying it's a lateral move.
Yeah, actually. That's very clearly a horizontal or a vertical move.
And where are we keeping the mirror, party? Is it part of it is it kind of can record things that happen in front of it, and it functions a little bit like a security camera in that way. And it's not really a function that can be turned off. Jesus, that roommate does not stop sneezing. Like it's loud enough that I can hear him like 30 feet away. Like it's concussive. Where do we want to put the mirror?
What do you guys think?
I don't think.
On the ceiling in Morgana's
Who just said that?
room. Me.
God.
I thought he was reading that off of a message someone put.
Give it to
Any particular reason why you want me to have the mirror of comatose souls in my room?
No reason why the mirror of voyeurism would need to be in there.
Imagine all of them unbearing themselves, being like,
Magic mirror, give me an instant replay of what just happened.
Magic Mirror, play that shit again.
Magic mirror, play my sex playlist.
I suppose for now, let's just keep it. Let's just keep it on the ship. We can have it act like a mobile because we have our essentially jail here.
Yeah.
But we can have like a mobile jail cell on the ship.
Mhm.
Chuck people into it.
Sounds good. I
Maybe
am
jails.
a little bit here for the idea of using you like an Amazon Alexa, like an Echo. Just, you. What were we doing again?
Oh,
You were on a quest to complete the time box. Just
just hire a couple of bards to play some music in front of the mirror and just you play WAP.
Oh God.
get a couple of hand mirrors and just leave them around the ship and just central network of it. And just you page me through to the.
Oh, imagine if we could actually hook you up to the ship and turn it into like the Enterprise's AI.
You can do that. It's very fitting with the aesthetic of the ship as well.
We'll look into that.
Interesting.
Rename him to Clippy. The cycle continues.
Sorry, he did.
Huh?
I'm kidding. No, because the music bot died, and then I said that it was canon that Ajax was dead, and I was joking.
Hey, Connor.
It was the joke.
Behind you, Connor.
Whoa! Boom!
There we go.
Bailiff.
Hello, Mark Flair.
I still remember that fucking meme where Connor, he said something happens behind you, and then something happened behind him. And he turned around.
As you all are loading up onto the ship, getting your final preparations done, Vofflin will wish you the best, give you the final coordinates, and will give you the breakdown. So, to finish the time box, what you need is the unbridled time source for it to finish out its mechanisms.
All right, one trip to Gallifrey coming up.
Well, you are going to a time rift, and you are going to be cutting off pieces of it. But the pieces aren't actually what you need. You need the pieces to help you weave together a net to catch the thing you need. Essentially, he explains that there is a big wound from an old Archaeomancy battle, and you're going to be taking literal snippets of the battle's history, weaving it into a net, and capturing the thing in the battle that you all needed.
So we're going to weave the timeline into a time net.
Yes. Then you're going to ensnare the things you need.
You keep saying the things. Care to elaborate?
It's most
No.
the rumor, but there is evidence to support that there was some sort of unraveling of time in the area, and you all are just going to slip into whatever wounds remain and take just a little sample of whatever they used that destroyed their planet and made that expanding time anachronism. He smiles as if he didn't just say that you were going to dive headfirst into a very dangerous situation
Ew.
with very much paradox potential.
Interesting.
General safety tips. If you see yourself, don't talk to them. You don't want to break the cycle. If you think you're caught in a time loop, decide on your code word now that you say to each other to let you know you're in a time loop. Never say these phrases outside of it. What else? Most long-term time occlumancy things usually have a thread you can pull. The universe doesn't want to be out of balance and it wants time to flow naturally. If you find something that is like a time loop, usually you can try and kick it back into shape, and the universe will help you straighten it back out because it hates the wound. Just don't get caught in it closing it up, or you might get unmade, or repeatedly made unmade. You know, there's a lot of potential for, I don't know, eternal suffering, but that's only if you fuck up.
Interesting.
And I really wish I could go with you, but I unfortunately have duties here and research to further, and you're gonna need a quarterback to communicate with. Uh, so, best of luck, gang. Is that a hip? Is that a term people use? I'm trying to read up on lingo. Karen burps in his face. Alright, I'll take that as my cue. And he just shuffles backwards into the port as you all load up. I'm gonna give us a 5-minute break. Get up, walk around, grab a drink. I'm gonna jump back in as you all enter into space. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're back. As you all move into space, and I start the music.
Play that funky music.
Let me see how loud this one is. Was I gonna play the reasonable volume?
Guess.
I didn't know if I needed to move. Well, you know, there's a lot of volume difference from the.
Well, everyone's volume on Watch Together is different.
Well, I mean, like, because it had it had like 30 seconds before it actually started the track, and it was like, "Thanks for watching." Like, I was waiting to see it play to adjust the volume. I have a good space faring map.
Really? How often do you talk about space? No space? Awful.
As you all are, I'm getting one. Don't worry. As you all are flying about, ooh, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Is there anything you all wanted to do on the journey over, preparation-wise? Particularly that time loop phrase. Do you want to go ahead and set one?
Are there any spells we need? Specifically thinking.
I mean, we don't
I'm
actually know what we're
set.
walking into, so kind of hard to prepare off of that.
Okay. I just wanted to give you the opportunity in case.
Oh
was something
no,
else.
I was talking about
Yeah.
Karen asking
Yeah.
for spells.
All right. What does this time fuckery mess with like teleportation spells? Do you think?
Probably.
Then I probably don't need word of recall. I'll switch that one to Beacon of Hope. Beacon of Hope. I'm preparing Death Ward.
Oh, I know. Karen Thor.
Oh, that's the phrase.
Karenthor.
Yeah.
Karenthor or Karenthor? You gotta be specific.
Karen Thor. That way we don't get it confused with actual Karen Thor.
Got it.
Someone carries a holy man. That's how you know the universe. That's the universe is collapsing, and they're in the room with us.
Next carries me a weeping angel.
I mean, he ate a weeping angel once.
Eh.
That wasn't a joke. One of the DMs, one of the first DMs for Zonkiri, he had a stone. He had a guy who liked to turn angels and outsiders into statue versions and command them like that. And he turned a diva into a statue and set it as his guard for his lair, and Zankiri ate it.
I see.
So, as you travel, cold, silent chill of space makes you feel the expanse of the universe as you go warping further than you have before. Normally in these tunnels they have offshoots where there's man-made machines to take you to specific planes. There's ways to kind of direct you among the chaos. You ride the line further, further, and further. And you don't leave on a normal exit. You just slip out of the stream at a certain point. And Laughlin calculated where it would spit you out at. As you jump out of your little time-space envelope, you look across this bright fuchsia and purple swirling nebula. There's not a soul around for a long time. If anybody's proficient with calligrapher's tools and would like to try and estimate where you are by looking at the stars, I'll allow it.
Do you mean cartographer tools?
That's what I do mean.
I was going to say, what the hell does this have to do with calligraphy?
Yeah, I was about to say that as well. How does writing
You are
help with
here.
doing the stars?
B F E. I know where we're at, guys.
I'm not proficient.
All-purpose tools go.
You mean intelligence based?
Transformers noise.
Okay.
22.
You are, if you think about a planar wheel, you are very, very far to the right towards chaos. You're in the outer planes, yes, technically. But you were another 30 seconds on the little hyperspace tube, and you would have been spat out in limbo. As you notice, so many nebulas and things forming and changing out here. You realize, cosmologically, you are in a very chaos-enriched environment. Now, as for the mechanics of how to get this, the time shears. You all, I can go ahead and move into the other map. After some preliminary scanning, looking for sizable scar tissue.
Look for anything that sends a shiver up your back.
Basically.
The warp's overtaking me.
You identify 12 different schisms. Or, yeah, that works. 12 different, almost like constellations, but scars in this swirling nebula. Each one has its own challenge. Your goal is essentially to take these and, like its thread, pull some out and retie it before snipping off the excess, so that you don't open up whatever chaos on the other side would pour out on you all, but you still get some of that thread that you can make into your net. You would know these are all related to that big final fight that caused this big time scar. But you doubt that you're going to find them in order, as you may have to piece together the story of what happened from things you see in these visions.
Activates Fergus' powers to instantly know the right order to do them, and
Activates time cannon.
it might be a 1 in 12 million odds, but those are odds I like.
Never tell me the odds.
I sending Ajax. Tell me about the about the time gun. How many relics do I need to shoot this?
So basically, we go to each one of these.
You don't need all of them, because you can fail these. You need 8 of the 12 to get the net as efficient as you need it. Any more than 8, there won't be any real difference. Anything short of 8, there will be difficulties in trying to use it to snare time.
Choose random.
So, you all can pick whichever one you think calls to you. Some of them are easier than others.
Something about the beast keeps calling me. I don't know why.
The beast.
The beast.
That-
It's probably that.
That's a beast.
All right, let's go try the let's go try the beast.
It's the shit. Good. Follow the shit post. Drive.
I mean, to be perfectly fair, again, we have no context for what any of these represent. So
Straight.
I mean,
into
it
the
really is
abyss.
just kind of picking one that you like the name of.
That's the beast.
Just Davy Jones. Straight into the abyss. Yeah.
Give me a dexterity check, whoever is using the shears.
No.
Oh, where is my other sheet?
guess that'd be me.
Our resident Dex user is on vacation.
Anybody can use them. But
We did leave Katira behind.
she's
not
at
on
the fort.
ship.
So
Got
just
it.
straight dex check.
Hang on. There's another
God.
sheet I was supposed to. Here it is. I knew there was. I thought I was missing one of my notes. I have one. Post-it notes. Yeah, just a general dexterity check. You just kind of maneuver it.
Go ahead.
If you had
Thank you.
like weaver's tools, I think I'd allow. I mean, it's kind of similar.
I will cast Enhance Ability.
That's brace.
Right. And dex check.
Go ahead and chop.
15.
15. A 15 is fine on this one. You start to suture it open. You've got 2 options. What's essentially going to play out for each of these is there's a little like an instant replay of the things that happen. There's going to be something in these sort of dream-like visions that if you pull out will give you that thread fully intact. The dex check is to see if I'm adding any added difficulties to a poor incision. Or you can attempt to try and reach in and pull the time thing out to you all. Difference is going in, you go in, there'd be skill checks to try and get it in time and make it back out before the wound reseals. Or pulling it out, you have a chance of pulling more than you bargained for and might pull some of the battle onto your ship and have to fight through it. So going in is a bit more of a bit more like a stealth mission where you can kind of just go off ability checks. Trying to pull out the thing you need is a bit more likely to lead to some sort of combat.
Paradoxes.
And last thing, going in does have the opportunity of, if you wanted to pick up some loot from the time, there's a chance you could grab some. So, on this one in particular, you see this memory, as I'm going to call them, beginning to unwind. You see this large, cherry red, exposed muscle quadrupedal beast with bone platings covering it, with a large saddle on its back, charging towards a fort and bashing down the walls to besiege what appears to be this group of Time Archaeomancy cultists, identified by the Time Archaeomancy symbol on their robes. Give me... I don't know, you've interacted with it enough. You gather this beast is probably some Blood Archaeomancy creature. And it's being wielded by... it doesn't seem to be being wielded by Blood Archaeomancers. It looks like something they bargained for, bought or exchanged, rather than made. So, the thing you identify you need to pull out is a piece of this thing's scales, one of the bone plates on it.
Like Monster Hunter all day. This is easy shit.
So, you could try and, for instance, go in and try and see if something knocks off this piece and pull it back out. Or you can try and pull the whole beast out here and knock it off yourself.
Hey, Connor.
Hey, Pyro.
Is this one of those times where we can use spells a little creatively, or
Yeah.
are we gonna have to? Okay.
Yeah.
I could try and yank off one of its spells using my Channel Divinity.
Oh.
I guess like-
Oh. I'd allow it.
Get the blood puppeteering.
Yeah, just like rip a chunk off it.
Okay. So doing that, you would go in and try and rip it off,
Like a spell,
and then try and hop back out.
spellcasting thing. Yeah.
Think of it
Yeah,
basically like there's a gate in front of you when you open these. You've got it.
Okay.
The gate closes in about a minute usually. You've got to jump in, get the thing, and bring it back through before it closes.
Yeah,
Or try and pull them through.
spellcasting check or wisdom check or something like that.
And let it be a spellcasting check, so wisdom.
Alright.
But if you want to do that, y'all are committing to going in.
What do you guys think?
Otherwise, you're summoning this siege beast onto the deck of your
My-
ship.
Wait, it'd be the spell attack bonus, right?
No.
Or
It's just a
or
wisdom check.
it's my
It's Abjuration Wizard, so you have to add the proficiency. You just roll a wisdom check.
I say we probably want to go in for this one. I don't feel like bringing a siege beast onto our
shit.
boat in the middle of the ocean is probably a good idea.
Yeah,
Good
my
call.
wisdom check is +5, so
We have a minute, right?
Yes.
And we just need a chunk of this thing, right?
One specific part of it, yes. That's
You
part of
have
this.
a certified lawnmower on your team. If he messes up his Channel Divinity, we'll just jump in there.
and I do have an advantage on wisdom check part if I gotta use it. So
I will say, as part of this, you are going back to these moments in history. If any of these overlap, you could see yourselves going and doing the actions you're doing. And technically, if somebody fails to get out, you could try and go to another moment and escape there.
failure, and then take the place.
You also, the reason I also say that, Morgana, is that you could inadvertently play a role in the history if you change it by a lot. The planet's been sucked into the scar, so it's pretty hard to make big problems. But if you manage to, like, if you manage, I don't know, slaughter a siege
Our
beast that was supposed to
paradox.
break down a fort before it gets to do that, some things might change. Some of the other scars might be unstable and disappear.
Power word paradox.
So yeah,
Connor is suddenly threatening me.
just loading a gun. If you touch anything too hard, you wondered how the Gith of this world already knew about Zonkiri. So.
Yeah, let's go in and try to grab the beast.
You slice it open. You all are
Yeah.
end up shooting out behind a large rock as you see the beast. It kind of all stays at grayscale and frozen, and as you step in, almost like your presence of it is starting to give it some energy, and things start to move and pick up to normal speed in about a quarter of a second. This lumbering beast is charging up a hill towards the castle. You saw in the preview that it's supposed to bash down the wall and start goring the people inside. You see essentially a primordial version of slow being performed by the Archaeomancer to try and slow it the fuck down, but it seems to be pretty resistant, and it's just hoofing it with its It's got some large ass tusks that are sharpened into like axe blades that it's lumbering up. You see your opportunity now, Karen. Try and pull the bone plate. As it's running by you all, you're essentially going to try and just hold it in place and have its own force rip it off.
Yep. All right.
Like forcing it to stub a toe.
Yes.
Yeah. Wisdom check activate. I'll take that. I'll take the 23.
And you see this bone plate. As you all are looking at it, you see it sparkles with this like illuminated fuchsia and silver coloring. Karen holds out his hand, uses his channel divinity, and you see it snap off. Just the like fleshy connective tissues that held it onto its body, slightly slopping to the side of it. Cool. Okay. As you pull the plate to you, Karen, you have it. Now you just gotta hop back through the gate behind you. It seems like you did not really affect much of its stride, and it'll continue as it was.
I give everyone a thumbs up and jump back through the portal.
You all step through, and that plate you were holding, Karen, turns into a like a 3-foot long silver thread that faintly glows.
Do I need to hold this, or is this your Sankiri? I don't want to.
Snip, snap.
There you go.
You open up the like prototype for your box, and you just kind of toss it in there for safekeeping. Because you've built this thing to resist some time stuff, and you have some hesitance about having radioactive time threads in somebody's hand as old as Karen.
Goodbye.
You know, it's wonderful this curse lets me live forever, and... Oh, actually, that's a good point. Karen, I've been forgetting to update you as your body turned more and more into armor.
Yeah, I was gonna eventually ask that, like, is it just my bones for now, or...
It has spread... Think of fingerless gloves, but the inverse. Just the fingers. On one hand are...
The tips of my fingers.
The whole finger. Like,
Damn.
to the knuckles.
Oh.
And if you focus, you can kind of, like, spark and light a fire from some sort of energy in the metal. It's the beginning of some ability you'll gain from it, but for now you kind of just, like, are able to light a cigarette with it. It's this holy fire
Cool.
energy sparks
I have 1/4 of prestidigitation. I have unlimited power.
Quiver before me.
Phenomenal cosmic... Anyway, we have the string. Let's... Where we
Um,
going next?
I was debating whether or not telling you the order of these things, but I think I'm going to just tell you if they're in the first half or last half. Give you all a bit of a schematic to try and piece together the story. Does that sound good?
Sure.
I don't know how much
Lore.
of a puzzle you all want out of it. I know some enjoy that more than others. This was in the second half of the event. Which one next? What's the next scar that's calling your name? You've got 1 of 8.
Let's go for staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all move up to the staff. Oh, that's why that faded, because I had it on the GM layer. I did a little drawing check mark, and I was like, why did they cross it off? It's because I put it on the GM layer, so nobody can fucking see it. Moving up to the staff. Give me the dexterity check to avoid complications.
Hey, Karen.
Well, yes, you may have smack guidance.
$17 plus a D4. 19.
19.
Okay. Let me find staff on my list. You see inside of the fort from the previous vision.
The gynecologist's office.
What?
Staff.
Staff protection.
Oh my god.
Go on, Fab. Go on, Walgreens boy. Give us the thing.
You see what appears to be the leader of this time cult holding a staff with an hourglass on it. This seems to be some powerful archaeomancy staff. As you see it tipping over itself and teetering the time, the sand falls at normal speeds normally. You see as he uses it, it flips over and quickly feeds into one side and flips and runs backwards. And you see as he's holding on to it, he's speaking into it a bit like an old timey radio or a microphone, just calling for aid. You notice the thing in this one, there is a series of floating crystals around the staff, and one of them you need. So, going in, pulling out. You manage to avoid any complications, or there's no added difficulty to it.
Not sure how we would do outside for this one. We can't exactly lure a crystal outside.
It would be essentially pulling him and his staff out to you.
Okay.
It's not a physical grabbing. It's more of like inverting a bag of holding. You just kind of dump out the scene in front of you.
Okay.
I know this is all very theater of the mindy, so feel free to say something if I'm losing any of you.
So we need one of the crystals that's floating in the room, yeah?
Around the staff that he's speaking into.
It's floating around the staff.
Yes, like orbiting around it. One of the crystals that are part of the staff.
Almost like an iron stone, kind of.
Yes.
Okay.
I was thinking of a spell combination between Karen and Dario. Karen commands him to drop the staff, and Dario banishes him, go in there, take it, and bring him back.
Be a shame if that wasn't prepared.
Tragedy.
Sipping
I can go in there and hit him over the head, I guess. Trying to use the brain.
I'm not city. I don't use command.
Go
that
back
much.
to the Ooga Booga. Ooga Booga Barb Smack.
You guys want to try to go in there and grab it?
I'll probably have to tussle with him to
Beat
do
the
so.
shit out of him. Let's see here.
He's in the middle of using the staff. They'd have to be pretty damn good at it. But that is a good idea. I don't know if he has true sight or anything, though.
He seems fairly focused on his distress call. So there's a chance somebody could sneak up and try and snatch it real quick.
Alright.
Who's sneaky? I think
I'll-
you've always averaged around 30 to 35 damage with negative energy flood every time you use it.
There's a reason for that? The average of negative energy flood is 33.
And
I could
that
try to
ever is gonna
dominate.
Get low or high even.
I could try to dominate person on him.
That's something you could try.
Can I try something?
Oh, by all means.
I'd like to sneak up, into the time wound. Slither my way into the time wound,
Mhm.
and try to steal his staff from him.
The whole thing?
Yes.
Okay. Are you having any spells or anything to help you sneak, or are you just bum rushing?
I still have
Cat's Grace?
yeah,
Cat's
that's where it's going.
Do you want another?
Are you going in
guidance,
alone, or is everyone going with you?
And Darl can
You
drop
wanna-
great invisibility on you too.
You want guidance or resistance or anything?
Guidance would be fine.
That's also why I asked, because if you're doing a stealth mission, having Morgana there might be counterintuitive.
Clank, clank, clank.
I think this will probably be best just alone.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, that would be really useful, Andario.
Once
you.
it goes in, are we stopped from going in after him? Or
Oh, so if you pick up the staff, it'll become invisible.
You remember something?
I wanted to use
Shadow magic.
oh, Bongo.
Give me an Arcana check. Try and come up with it. What are you burning to make it? Oh, not now.
I'm just slapping him with a greater invisibility at this point.
Okay. Alright, you are invisible. The wound's open, and you slither in, Zonkiri.
All right.
Give me that
Stealth check?
Yeah.
He's a snake. Slippery snake.
29.
You kind of drift in, and you just kind of blend into the like. Normally there was these like glowing time
Actually,
rifts.
hold on. Wait a second. I have to check something real quick because I think I'm not going to use the guidance there.
Okay.
Yeah, not going to use the guidance there.
Okay.
So just 25.
Still same result. Out of one of the shadows, you just kind of, an onlooker would just see a pair of eyes open in the darkness, and you just creep out of it. Invisibly, silently, walking through. You see, he speaking to the staff. Do you want to listen to what he says for a moment?
Sure.
He's crying out. The gist of what you hear is, "We need reinforcements. The ritual is almost complete. We can't compromise the artifact now. We're almost ready to unveil our creation. Please, all agents in the area, we need your assistance."
Me as I'm about to compromise the artifact.
I think the artifact is something that they're preparing somewhere else.
Yes. It is not. It is definitely not the staff.
staff. Unlucky.
All right. Zonkiri will reach out his hand
Okay.
and go to take the staff.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I'm not actually gonna grab the staff.
Oh, there. I think that.
No. I'm gonna use telekinesis.
Oh. Won't that break?
Break what?
Oh, with greater invisibility. You're right.
Also, I'm not concentrating on greater invisibility, so
Yeah, I was
What
thinking of
about
like lesser.
enhanced ability?
I'm not worried about the enhanced ability.
So
Okay.
telekinesis.
So yeah, I will reach out with the ring of telekinesis to grab the staff and yank it into my position.
Give me a spellcasting check.
Alright.
15.
Say 15. 18 total.
I'm gonna roll a. On telekinesis, if they're holding the object, it's a competing roll, right?
It is a strength check from him.
It's still intelligence from you, right?
Yep. It's if an object weighs less than 1,000 pounds. If the object is being worn or carried, they must make a. You must make an ability check with your spellcasting ability, contested by that creature's strength check.
As you go to pull, almost like a momentary premonition hits him. He grabs around the staff tightly, and just invisibly towards your direction. The staff is now pointed in your direction as he holds the lower part of it. If you have a Joker, you could technically use it. Technically, it's re-rolling conservative advantage. You could. The only one worded that you could technically use offensively, and I'd allow it, but Zonkiri, what do you do as this high priest, this cultist leader, is now aware that you're somewhere? Does not see you yet, it seems, but is about to start doing wizard shit to try and deal with the threat.
He will attempt to yank it again.
Alright. Go ahead and roll.
17.
Okay. Damn. I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from you.
For
He is casting a spell.
I will counter.
Okay. Let me double check. What level are you countering at?
Fifth.
Fifth. And I was wrong. It was a strength save, not a. You'll still need a roll for it. Because it's above fifth. And the spell I misremember the spell. It is not a dexterity saving throw. It is a strength saving throw. You fail to counter.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll to
18.
just fails. As he's casting Ravenous Void. Unable to see you, he's throwing out a massive sphere of. Yeah. It's 10 plus the
Ravenous
spell's
Void's
level.
9th level.
Yeah. That's why I say just missed. You're not there. I asked
Pretty
if
sure
anybody.
he's the only one that went in the rift.
Yeah. That's why I asked. You see this black hole fire from the top of it. I need you to roll me a strength saving throw to avoid being pulled in.
He said, "Suck my D."
You are not pulled into the black hole yet. You are in difficult terrain as all the space around you is starting to be pulled in, and all the unsecured objects in the room are starting to be sucked into it. It would go back to your turn if you want to try something else.
Um. Honestly, I don't really have a better option here. I'm just rolling like shit. Well, I'm not even. I'm not even rolling like shit. He's just rolling.
Phenomenal. Just he's been
Yeah.
juicing apparently. The strength
Alright.
saving
Don't
is
understand,
crazy.
Morgana.
All right, this is the last time I'll try it, and then probably have to dip.
Okay. Another telekinesis grab.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll. Pretty good. He'd have to roll a nat 20. He did not.
All right.
On that one, as he's focusing on this expanding black hole, you see your opportunity. You pull the crystal to you, but I'm going to say the staff is pulled towards the black hole as it's flying through the air. You have the parts you needed, but the bonus loot is not brought along. And you are able to get the fuck out as soon as you want.
Cool.
As you all see the change in the timeline, so now there was already a weakening in the wall when the beast went to go and attack it from this gravity blast. Where to next, gang? Let's go down the line. Silver, we haven't heard from you in a minute. Is one calling your name?
Me? Let's see. You want me to choose one of these items?
Yeah.
On those thing? For some reason, I keep on looking at the mountain spring because it looks like Ralger's symbol from 14.
Go for that one.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right.
Mountain Spring Water.
As you look
He
at it,
was the god of mountains and thunder.
you see a man in leather armor, soaking wet, crawling out of the river, and hiding in this little mountain basin, freshwater lake, and trickles down into another river, or fed into by the river he came out of, and is just hiding behind a rock as you see those time cultists were chasing him on horseback, and seemingly are not aware of his location and ride past. As he looks over and sees a cave with very odd uh, sketching. Oh, it would not have been the time cultist. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say that one again. You see a man crawling out of a river that feeds into this mountain spring. He is hiding behind a rock as these militant seemingly blood archaeomancers ride past in heavy armor. And he looks over to see a cave as they're leaving with odd markings that he wanders into. The item to pull out seems to be the dagger on the man's hip. You see towards the end, as he's approaching the cave, he pulls it out and starts approaching the darkness to see if there's anything in there. So if you get there at the beginning, you might be able to get it off him before he notices.
What do they get down?
Silver, you're pretty sneaky, right?
Am I in my stealth armor? I don't remember if I in my stealth armor. Still.
Sager, you're still.
What was the last things that we did for combat? Just to remember.
Fight against the demon and the Anar.
Right.
I mean, you can switch them per short rest, right?
Long rest.
Long? Ooh.
Then it probably was in stealth because we were sneaking into that entire facility.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember putting my temp HP up or anything like that, so I think I was in stealth.
Sounds right.
Think you can
I'll go. Let's see. What spells do I have active right now? I
Yeah,
do
thank-
have invisibility active as one of my spells.
If you
So
go,
I'll
if you go invisible, you think you can swap his dagger with a different dagger before he goes in there?
I could.
He's unlikely to notice much of a difference in the dark like that.
Yeah, first I'll go invisible and I'll go swap out his dagger
Okay.
as I go in.
It'll be a sleight of hand check.
Are you proficient
Yeah.
in sleight of hand?
No, but I have a 9 in it, which
Didn't you
is
have the
white?
gloves of
Oh, yeah, I could actually do like a bonus, a quick action, get myself the gloves, my gloves. Actually, is that gloves of thieving?
Yeah, that's
Is
what's
it?
giving you the
gloves of
bonus.
thievery.
Wait, yeah, gloves of thievery. Just wanting to go look at it real quick. So what it does. These gloves are worn, +5 bonus to dexterity sleight of hand checks, and dexterity checks me to pick locks. So I'll switch into that. That should have given me the +5,
Okay.
which is why it's 9.
Mhm.
I forgot to remove it, but here we go. Sleight of hand. I'll throw in a, if it's not that high, I'll throw in just a flash of genius,
Okay.
just to make it 25.
Easily enough then. You kind of this the wound spits you out on the other side of the rock of the guy. You just kind of shimmy around with the fake dagger, and as he's leaning over to watch the people hunting him ride past, you just swap the dagger on his belt and kind of roll along your shoulder back into the portal. And when you land on the deck, you open your hand and you've got a
I'll-
silvery thread.
I'll give him my special, the dagger with the healing spell. I don't want to leave him out to dry.
Okay.
Hopefully he'll figure out that there's a healing spell on it. Or
Noted.
that it's actually enchanted.
Noted.
Yeah.
You don't notice any immediate changes to the cannon.
Okay.
I'm proud of you all for managing to not make the Spider-Man 2099 sound.
My
That's
hands
The
been covering over
Spider-Man
the prowess.
2099 sound.
I expected it from you, Pyro. I took a breath. I was like, I was waiting, and you didn't do it.
It wasn't that. It was the prowler thing. We're just sitting on it.
You succeed. You now have 3 of your 8. Norvin, we haven't heard from you. I'm gonna throw Shane after you. Which one's calling your name?
I said the ballista earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, you
He
did?
cut
Well,
out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. There it is.
As you move into the ballista, you notice this one has been altered from your all's actions. You see now there is a sort of top-down view. You're looking through a skylight where you see the head cultist doing that ravenous void against the wall where Zonkiri dipped. And you see reinforcements arriving on the roof as they apparate. What is essentially like the Echo Knight clones. Just projections of other time people pulling variant versions of themselves to make reinforcements. In this case, they all seem to be appearing in a teleportation circle. You all can get, if anyone's proficient in history, you can give me a check as something itches in your brain looking at the specific runes on this one that makes it feel familiar. You're having trouble placing it. Both Andy and Zonkiri get it. There's a very old teleportation circle in Moonwatch that they didn't really know where it came from. It just kind of always had been there. And this seems to be the same sort of thing. And what you're gathering is it's a sort of, while people in modern day use it as a teleportation circle, it'd be more accurately called a summoning circle. Because this time one summoned all these time remnants here to this location. The one in Moonwatch is a Dawn Archaeomancy one. It probably summoned some sort of divine light or sundering beams of fire. But nobody knows how to turn it on. The thing here, it seems that there is a crate of enchanted ballista bolts the bolts in the bags. I forget what it's called. It's not a quiver when it's a crossbow bolt or a quiver. What is it called?
Case.
A case. The full case of the bolts is the item this time. I didn't have you. Did I have you roll a dex check on the Mountain Spring one? I don't think I did.
No, or this one.
Go ahead and roll that, because I just remembered it. You get one freebie. Are you recasting
Am I
Cat?
rolling it, or is it someone else?
Whoever's doing the snipping, so probably Zonkiri.
Oh, the grace of a cat.
Alright, you're recasting Enhance Ability. A natural 20 will do it.
You know, I have a feeling between these two nat 20s and how you described what this one is, Zonkiri's going into this one. I think he's pissed.
You step in and you feel a sensitivity where you feel that your past self is below you as you're stepping in. Like you have a spider sense moment where you feel just as you're part of your gift nature, you feel the ever present danger of accidentally grandfather paradoxing yourself. As the end of the of the staff is the beginning of this one.
Cool.
Uh,
Who else is going in?
Do you need raw firepower?
I need somebody to get the case.
you will be spat down onto the ledge just before the top
Daryl's
flint.
just gonna walk in, kind of sneakily, grab it, and then walk back out.
Okay.
Kind of like, no, more like a she belongs there kind of thing.
Okay. You want to give me a deception check to try and act like you belong?
Everybody's loading up on ballista bolts, and Undero's just there handing them out, and nobody questions when she walks away with one of them.
24. You kind of look at their robes for a second, and you just kind of throw like a black sheet over you and make it like a fake hood with it. Just kind of walk in, and it looks passing enough as you walk in. You just pick up the whole case of bolts and whistle as they are looking at the ravenous void being opened up, and these echoes start to like drop into the from the ceiling like SEAL Team 6 style. After Zonkiri had left, and you just kind of take the bolts, and they do seem odd. They're little glass-tipped arrows with very fine white sand in a bulb behind the arrowhead. I mean, they're magical ballista, but getting one of them would be hard.
Telekinesis.
I mean, I'll say there is a magical trinket in the middle of this summoning circle that seems to have been like a key turning on the device. You could swipe that if you wanted, but it would mean that nobody would be able to use it again if it even has any more charges. But having one might be really useful for identifying the one back in Moonwatch. Alright, give me a sleight of hand check as you kind of stayed out of people's peripheries with the deception. Now you've got your case and you're just kind of.
Oh, never mind.
As you wander up and grab it, it has a bit more of a tug than you were expecting. Some of the echoes from down below you stare up at you. And kind of just give that like Disney Channel shit-eating grin as you're holding on to like the tether keeping them here. And they start walking up the air as if there was a platform, and you get out of there.
All right. So while all that's going on, I said Zankiria was going in that one.
Oh, yes, you did. What was Zonkiri doing?
He's trying to get that staff.
Give me that fucking thing.
I need it for my collection.
I'm imagining, depending on how this goes, one of the canonical reasons he couldn't grab it earlier is because this side of him was also pulling on it.
That's why you kept rolling so well. You were just canceling yourself out. Just damn it, damn it.
Who knew Zankiri's greed would be one day defeated by Zankiri's greed?
I mean, it's poetic.
As he's pulling on it, it keeps messing up. He's like, "Ah, fuck me!" And he looks up. Really, fuck me.
The second version of Zankiri, he looks at his telekinesis ring and goes, "This telekinesis power was stolen. That's why it didn't work. I'll use this other stolen telekinesis power."
He made just an intelligence check, just to try and, because it is a very strong force. It's out of the two that the sort of tug of war you had before. It's free of that. Now you're just trying to get it before it gets sucked into this 9th level black hole, because it's got a pretty strong pull.
Yeah.
Figured it'd be a bit more fun than just saying, keep contesting.
Is there anything I can do that would?
And kind of part of what Endario was doing makes it so that the those copies don't notice what you're doing and don't try and intervene. So there was some benefit to her fumbling it.
Ironically, the thing I was going to say before she rolled was, would it help that knowing Zonkiri's doing this in the meantime? would that have given her advantage? That's what I was actually saying earlier. All right. 18.
Okay. I'm gonna say at 18 is not enough to pull it to you. It's hanging in the air, and you're holding it enough where it's not getting sucked in and destroyed. You can maintain holding onto it and try and pull it in the next round, or you can let it go and be destroyed. The High Priest is going to get a chance to grab the staff out of the air.
Would a 21 make a difference?
Possibly, but did you go in?
I can give him a jack.
That would do it.
I'll dance at your next wedding, Silver.
Double it past the wall.
Jesus. 20 will do it. As it starts to hang in the midair, you see him start to reach for his staff, and you just get kind of extra pissed. And you think back to your past self and give him a look that he recognizes. And just as he's going out, he just does a push of it in your direction to tip the scales.
If I can't have it, then I'll have it.
Smashes through a window and goes to your hand. Then you run into the gate as the essentially Archmage starts to fly up towards the direction his staff just went flying. Nope. As you step through, and Dario, that case of Ballista Bolts turns into the silvery thread. Fuck you, Shane.
You went through like everyone you had in that moment.
Fuck you.
Zankiri's looking at the staff, holding it above his head. Ah, the ancient time Archaeomancy staff is now mine. He holds it up above his head for a few seconds and kind of brings it down, looks at it. I wonder what the hell it does. He wanted this for no reason other than it looked important to the big guy.
I want it because you thought
It has
was
a cool hourglass in it. That's all I needed.
Currently, the
Just
the
staff
hourglass is
adornment.
kind of on a swivel with the sand at the bottom. If you want, you can flip it.
He will not do that because this place has already experienced enough time issues.
Let's refrain from the singularity point, please.
So you have 4. Shane, which one are we going to next, bud?
Vortex.
Vortex.
Straight into the warp.
Council commands.
Uh,
Hold on.
We find-
Let's see.
we
Does
find-
council command? Fuck.
We find horizontally rotating Ikakwa in there.
now, don't call me too corny as this time scar and you go towards the vortex and what you hear next. You continue the guy venturing into the cave, and you notice Silver's dagger in his hand.
Connor,
Yes.
Dex check.
Dex check, thank you.
Snippy snip.
Snip, snip.
Did you recast enhance ability?
I never lost it.
Telekinesis?
Oh shit! No, I used telekinesis.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll recast it.
Guidance.
Way past the mark on that one, bud.
Too late. I grab the staff. I go back in time and give him guidance.
Oh shit, I missed it. There's your guidance.
I was gonna use my Pearl of Power to get back the second level spell slot.
You managed to avoid any side effects. This one was a harder one. You
How
crossed the
long
25th.
does it take to get between these?
Probably like 5 minutes as you're moving along.
Oh, if that's the case, can I cast Identify on the staff?
Yeah.
Cool.
The only part of it you can use at the moment is it's got a time stop built in when you flip the hourglass.
Oh, nice.
What's
The ninth
Sure.
level time stop?
Yes.
Yeah, damn.
I mean, to be fair, it is the second weakest of all the 9th level spells.
What's the
I know,
weakest?
but a free one?
The weakest is Astral Projection.
Oh.
The third weakest is Weird.
But it's free.
You gather this one does not recharge on its own. There's some condition to recharge it, and I will message you more details about it after session.
Deal time.
You do have a feeling like your when you complete your time box, you could probably recharge it with that. And essentially, you feel like you have a tool that you could turn your time box, but acting as a battery, you could use this as a lens.
Is Uncurious just becoming a chronomancer?
The Chrono Lich.
If only there was.
Future's Uncuri. If he got merged with Morgana.
Connor did visualize having a relic that combined people. And there is conveniently a time devil's thing synonymy there.
So we see this guy. He's already gone into the cave. Yeah.
Yeah, you're following him as he descends down, and you see this cave painting that turns into a shattered mural, and you see there is this incredibly deep pit that descends down, and you can hear. He leans his ear to it, and he hears this faint sound of like a storm inside, like a thunderstorm within the mountain.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Does this guy look like a younger version of that Master Archaeomancer from before?
Give me an insight check. Investigation, probably better.
Okay, add 5 to that then.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I was like, reading his body language is like, or are you just like literally examining features he has? It doesn't seem to be the old Time Master. It seems like the 22. There's something.
27.
27, sorry. The master from before was a human. It's kind of your stereotypical, like, white-haired, long beard wizard. This guy seems to be some sort of very dark-skinned genasi.
Okay.
with these like swirl patterns, like nebulas on his skin, almost like vitiligo. But it's hard to tell in the dark as he's mostly covered up in dark clothing, was clearly on some sort of stealth mission, trying not to be seen. You look.
Fuck.
Yes.
Nothing.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Share with class.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. You notice this void genasi is you see in the reflection of his eyes, he's seeing something down there of that storm, and the thing that you need to get from here is that dagger that he's holding slips out of his hand and bounces down the hole.
Wait, we need to get Silver's dagger back?
Yeah. That was why I was going to be curious if you didn't swap the dagger. It was going to be the thing he was going to drop down there is instead not there. See, he slips out of his hand and falls down. I'll give you two options for the going in on this one. You can either try and spit out partially down the tunnel and have somebody try and catch the dagger as it's falling, or have you spit out and follow behind him as he's entering the cave and try and pick it off him before he drops it again. Or you can try and pull him entirely out of it.
I want to pop halfway into him dropping it.
Okay. Partially down this very deep hole.
Wait, is he falling down the
No,
hole or just the dagger?
yeah, slipped out of his hand and tumbles across the rocks, falling down. And the little playback ends before you see what happens when it hits the bottom.
And I will cast a spell before going in.
Okay, what spell? Okay, what do you look like?
Me. I want him to see me coming out of that portal.
Why would you need to disguise?
Not Zankiri, Fergus. He sees Fergus walk out the
And
portal.
he's an anarch.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the Anarch. Okay. You look like base skin Zonkiri as you step through.
Defaults.
Give me a
The anarch is his legendary skin, 1820.
No, his legendary skin is just his shadow self.
Oh no.
well, that's the mythic.
Sleight of hand check to grab it.
These transmogs are
Yeah.
wild.
I was thinking that or acrobatics to try and like throw yourself into it. Shout out to the monk who could catch the missile.
The monk who got burned and it gets stuff.
Who could catch the dagger and then run up and Naruto kick flip him.
Just cause.
Yeah, and just because she feels like it, and then drop back down like an Olympic diver into the hole. Just
24.
24. You grab the dagger at midair. You're far enough down where he's kind of looking, waiting, and he hears it stop bouncing, and he thinks the hole is far shallower than it is.
Oh no.
And as Zonkiri grabs it and is leaving, Zonkiri in his best voice is just going to call out, "Fear the Zonkiri."
Roll me a charisma check.
Intimidation?
No, just a charisma check.
Charisma?
It's not for him. It's for what's at the bottom.
4.
Amazing.
No.
Oh,
You hear it echoing down, slightly pitched up and pitched down, reverberating down the hole. As you see a large eye open up at the bottom. and you hear in your mind, Vazankiri. The eye starts to ascend. And
Well,
close the door behind you.
Good news is that the dagger that was supposed to fall into his eyes now has something else bringing him up.
What does Zankiri say when he first jumps back on the ship as he realizes like this eldritch something or another? Just he's like,
Oh god.
It does seem like something has changed in the canon after that one.
He looked into the void, and the void looked back.
Wonder
He
if I
looked
can.
into the void and looked back, and then he opened the end of an iron flask.
I was about to say his first words back would be, "I wonder if I can catch that."
God. All right. You feel something has changed, but you don't know what. You feel that some of the remaining ones have changed from what you did. Which one are we going to next? I'm gonna throw to Karen, and then I'll go to Fergus after. It's your cue, Pyro.
He's muted.
And fuck him. Fergus, pick one.
Let's go with Cliff.
Cliff. Alright,
Yeah.
little preemptive. Give me
Cliff.
that dex check.
You said you wanted to move the TV over here, right?
Alright. So, you see.
That's actually an idea.
You will see the young guy from before.
Can't plug it in until we unplug your TV again, though.
You're unmuted, Norman.
So you shut off your computer. My bad.
You're good. You see the young man from before, now with some sort of, as he's clutching over one of his eye sockets. You see him running out of the cave, over the hills, and then coming up on a cliff and not noticing the ledge and tumbling down.
Whoops.
Do you want to try and peer what happened before?
I'm guessing he stopped at the edge.
Yeah, when he had both of his eyes, he stopped at the edge and was looking out for something, and then now he bumbles down. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And you see him eventually reach a sort of flat part, but he is not moving.
Okay, I know exactly what I want to do.
The thing to grab in this one, you have to grab both of his boots. One of them fell off at the top of the cliff, and one of them is down at the bottom with him.
Boots.
When do we come in?
You'll come in at the top.
So as he's about to run off the cliff?
As he's tripping, like he's tumbling.
Okay.
Like, he's just tripped over over a rock, and the boot is slipping off his foot. His foot has just stopped connecting with it as you're coming in.
Is him running from the wakey monster, right?
Yes. Running from whatever and clutching one of his eyes.
Do we save him from getting Squidward tumbled down this cliff, or let it happen?
I mean, I was going to.
Okay.
You have the opportunity, but if you fail to catch him or something, you basically only have the one turn to try and get him, and then he'll tumble.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to communicate.
I can get him if somebody else can get the other boot.
Oh god, I can fly.
That'll work.
Highway to the...
So the other boot, as in the one that falls off of him, or the one on his foot?
The one that falls off of him. I'll get the one on his foot.
All right. Morgana will go in with Zankiri from the sounds of it.
Alright, two of you hop in. Swoom. How do you catch him, Zankiri?
Zankiri's diving over the cliff with him, just slightly after him.
You run
And
through the
it's go-
portal with momentum and just...
And as he kind of gets level with him, as the guy's probably like having his life flash before his eyes, Zankiri will cast Featherfall on the two of them, and as they're descending, Zankiri just, laid back Bugs Bunny pose, looks and addresses the guy directly.
What'd you say?
Well, that could have ended poorly for you now, couldn't it have?
He looks at you, and you see the eye he was clutching is now the same one that was looking up out of the well, and it just twitches and looks around, and then the pupil dilates as it looks at you.
Nice to meet you. Both of you, probably.
And then he just starts screaming in pain.
Yeah, I didn't have that effect on people.
Morgana, easily enough, an inanimate boot, and you are a flying murder robot. There's really no role to get it. Although, roll a dex check. Anything other than a 1 is a success.
You shouldn't have said that.
On a nat 1, you have some Looney Tunes antics.
On a nat 2, you left.
You're fine. You catch the boot.
Yeah?
What you think are eyelashes, Zankiri, you notice now are small arachnid-like legs over his eyes. It sort of...
Pyro just had a fucking stroke.
There is an SCP that does that.
You see these the eyelashes bend like they have a knee joint and start to push the eye out of the head. And you hear
Yeah, that's what the SCP does too.
it says in your head, Zankiri.
And you are?
And observe.
Good, I always need a good audience. Also going to need that boot.
The boot lifts off his foot and just telekinetically floats over to you. The eye just kind of like drifts through the air towards you.
Be seeing you in a bit, and Zankuri will teleport away.
The poor guy is like passed out with the like open eye socket. As you teleport away, see the eye gets angry. You fled. No, do not leave. Okay. You teleport up to Morgana, grab hands, and go back through.
As just before he goes in, Zankuri will look down and goes, "Don't worry, I'll see you later, or perhaps earlier." Steps through the portal.
You all succeed.
Wonder what that
You've
thing
definitely
is.
changed the canon on that one, as you've interacted with whatever that was. You actually all can hear almost like the sound of steel beams in a skyscraper just kind of twisting and metal creaking. You hear that same sort of noise all along the scar as all of the cannons kind of straining at the moment.
We get to the final one. This whole thing's just a plot to blow up Zankuri now.
Silver, point out the next one for us, as you've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 6 of them.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if the clover is a 4-leaf one.
All right, Clover. You see the young man from earlier with an eye patch on, carving these clover symbols into his arms and on every surface, like on his desk, his chair. Just keeps drawing this clover symbol and murmuring about how it's not right. And you see he takes off the eye patch to try and look at them, and a voice disapprovingly tells him that sloppy work before he puts the eye patch on and keeps trying to carve these clovers. Previously, this was him taking a symbol from the cave and trying to look up things about it. And now he's having madness-filled obsessions where he just keeps etching it, trying to please the observer. The thing to take out, the glass shard he has wrapped in cloth. He's etching these into the wood with. And that he used to slice the scars into his skin. And judging by how they're healed over, you can tell he's been doing this a lot. And has been doing it for likely days on end, if not weeks, trying to get it right.
Probably.
Is there any point that he places it down, or he's just gripping it hard?
Gripping it
The
hard the whole
shard.
time. He does not let go of it at all.
I have a suggestion.
I have a guiding bolt.
Actually, I was gonna say, you might be able to cure him of madness if we can get the eye out.
Depends which spell I got prepared. Which one do you want?
The spider eye.
You got greater restoration.
Oh yeah, that one's been prepped. I have a metric fuck ton of diamond dust. Yeah, we're good.
I remember the Avada Kedavra from last session.
Mm-hmm.
Disintegrate! Alright.
Yeah.
Zonkiri will go through.
Karen will go after him.
Yeah, I was thinking about. I don't know if he has resistance, and I was thinking of doing what I did when the hypnotic pattern thing.
Glomble.
So I don't know if that eye's now giving him any magic resistance.
Let's try it.
Fair assumption. Worst case, beat the shit out of him.
Alright.
So
You will jump in. Are you opening with Hypnotic Pattern?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not vocal, so. he
So,
won't
wisdom
hear
save, right?
me But wisdom save.
This is for the eye. I think he saved.
Oh, he made it.
whoa.
This is for the kid. He has disadvantage, so I'm rolling it twice. 10. So he's in a stupor. As he drops to the ground and the glass shard tumbles out of his hand finally. You see the eye, as he falls, just kind of remains aloft. And turns to look at you all.
Hello again. Would you mind taking care of the host? The eye and I are going to go talk for a little bit.
I'll just go grab the shard.
I'll go help the patient.
As you grab the shard, does one of you toss it through? Reminder: these gates only stay open for like a minute.
Yeah. I plan on keeping these things very short.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go and move the guy and then greater restoration.
You see the like blackened veins around the eye socket suddenly clear up when you drop the greater restoration. in Silver, what were you doing?
I was grabbing the shard.
Okay. And were you heading back in immediately, or were you waiting for Zanker?
I'll observe.
I'm beefing it back to the portal.
Okay, cross back through Karen. And then Zankari, what do you... The eye is kind of floating there looking at you. We're ready to have a psychic conversation.
So, don't have much time here. What are you? Exactly. You said you're an observer.
I observe time.
Care to work for me?
It squints.
How? It has no eyelid.
It, like, the legs interlock to make an eyelid to, like,
Ah.
squint.
I'll lean back to the portal again and cast Firestorm. No.
Do you have counterspell prepared still, Zankiri?
Yes, I
Uh,
can't not counter it. Or I can't unprepare it.
Okay. He is attempting to teleport.
He'll counter.
Okay. At Imagine if I said this and it was just a misty step. I'm just having going,
That's. I mean, that's kind of what I'm debating on here because there are several teleportation spells that it could be. The only one that would guarantee it really is my 7th, and I want to save that for now, so I'll just do a 3rd.
Okay. Roll. It's teleport.
Cool. I mean, I kind of figured that when you said teleport.
Yeah. But I could have also been being vague. Oop.
And you know what?
Anybody got a
Silver's
Yeah,
Silver
in
is there.
I'm here, so I'll do a flash of genius.
Good call. That'll push it up enough to counter. As you see, he looks over at the rift in the wall that you all walk through. He's attempting to teleport to the other side of it.
Okay, then I definitely Firestorm the motherfucker.
No,
teleports to the other side of it. I just clap him like a fucking mosquito. Just
Well, gotta smash.
Splat, just wipe her hands off.
If that's what you wanted, and Zunkir will pop the iron flask.
What save does he need to make?
Oh!
Wisdom. I know he has +10, but might as well try.
What's the DC?
17.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my own eye ability to give him disadvantage.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Yes.
You feel the ground ripple as you put this thing in the iron flask.
So I will fully admit I am fairly certain this is a piece of a larger being. However, I do find this absolutely hilarious.
So look at Connor right now. Look
You
at
step back through the portal.
It's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Cool. Thanks for giving me the session cliffhanger.
You're welcome.
As you go to step through the portal, you see like ripples of it changing. As you step through, the time scar is empty. There's nothing. You are in the middle of nowhere suddenly. And your iron flask, all the little etching runes carry that same purple etch of the scar. Faintly glowing in the bottle, slightly vibrates.
Did I just flask the thing that caused this whole thing?
You did.
Probably.
Yeah, I can't.
We just rewrote history.
Mhm.
Get
Oh
Fergus.
shit. So are the Arcarimenters back yet?
So those threads that in the box, they kind of link out and tie around the neck of you tie them around the neck of the iron flask and sort of make it like a koozie, and the vibration stops as you reinforce this thing.
Was the thing I was supposed to catch with the threads the eye?
A different form of it, yes.
Oh my. It was the Eye of Terror all along.
Oh my god.
It's actual 40,000 warheads.
The real time box is the eldritch entities we snatched along the way. What the fuck?
So originally, you want me to just tell you what was going to happen as you get the? This is what you needed. This is
Yeah.
so originally those blood archaeomancers found this thing of time and tried to make it in a fleshy body, and so there was a living, like corporeal form of time that you all were going to have to fight.
We just stuffed it in the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I had art.
Let me see it.
Wait. So this whole war basically was kind of fought in an attempt to destroy the elder form of the thing Zankiri now has the egg of, basically.
The war on this planet, yes, and that was what it looked like.
So
Okay.
Ooh.
the gods just looking at us.
Now
as we
it's just now
broke
it's
a
just an
timeline.
eye.
So would it be safe to say that several things across the cosmos just went, what the fuck?
Yeah, that earthquake is rippling out in space, and I will be thinking this week if there's any like big changes in things that would come about from this. That's where we're gonna leave off for
Suddenly-
this week.
Sorry,
Did he
God.
just rewrite a ton of history for you?
Imagine if like our current day, you managed to like sink the Mayflower, and you're just like, I'm sure that can't change that much.
Well,
I can put it back.
Big.
but you can't unshoot the
You
time
can
stream.
put it back. Zankiri's not gonna put it back. I know that.
We suddenly just got a lot more like interesting looking by some high tier beings.
Hmm.
I have to note. Did you give it a +10 so that I wouldn't do that?
Part of it.
Well,
I wasn't expecting you to
How many
use time powers against an
god
essence of
beings
time.
Have you? How many god beings have you
Oh,
sealed
God.
away?
like 5 now.
Long may you
You,
reign.
you literally trapped the embodiment of chaos. You've now taken a time paradox god being.
I will point out, I gave the speech from Zankiri a long time ago. I will just repost the first line of it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not, I am Zancuria and I'm here to fuck shit up. It's just wrong.
The basis of all magic is usurpation.
And I just use time magic to steal time from time.
Nice.
I hope you do know, Connor. I don't mean to do these things; they just happen.
I'm going to have fun thinking of the ramifications for it, and I think it'll lead to an interesting quest chain.
I see you used your own token
I did.
frame.
That flask is OP.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be
It's
real.
legendary.
To finish making your time box, you're probably gonna have to sack the flask as part of the thing to keep it contained. Because, you know, making an artifact. But hey,
It'll be worth
yeah.
I mean,
a small price to pay for 30 int.